It's still iBrand Daybreak. Thank you so much for staying with us. Time now to take you into the world of social media with Mercy Emmanuel. Hello, Mercy.
Hello, Omobalali.
Good morning.
Good morning. Samson, good morning.
Good morning.
What's trending?
A lot is trending.
Okay.
But I love your... This... Google.
Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to Social Media Boss. I'm Mercy Emmanuel. Some Nigerians on Tuesday expressed displeasure over the resumption of the Speaker of House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, in a university in the United States of America amid the lingering strike action by the Academic Staff Union of University. ASU had on February 14, 2022 announced the commencement of industrial action following the failure of the government to meet some lingering demands of the union. Gbajabiamila on his verified Twitter handle said he had gone back to Harvard's Kennedy School. In his tweet, he said, back to school in a leadership course at Harvard Kennedy School. Forget the number of gray hairs. One is never too old to learn. End of quote. Commenting on the development, a Twitter user at Kalito Papa said, Femi Gbajabiamila is just exhibited extreme selfishness and sit astray. This is difficult to believe. Our kids have been at home for 6 months and you do photo ops. Shame on you. And at Jag Ganiyu said, that Femi Gbajabiamila's tweet is pissing me off. So insensitive and tone deaf. Our leaders are truly wicked people. If Harvard 2 was on strike, will he be in school? And at Emeka_Nebeife said, at Harvard, at Kennedy School, please expel Femi Gbajabiamila from your school. He is the Speaker of Federal House of Representatives of Nigeria, and Nigerian schools are on strike for 6 months due to lack of funding. Some irresponsible leaders shouldn't be allowed in your highly rated school. And at Aye Mujuba says, maybe Femi Gbajabiamila thought those he sat with didn't know the mess the administration created back home. In as much as Samson and Omobalali, in as much as I'm not supporting what his pictures is posted on Twitter, but I would like to state again that the Honorable Speaker has on several occasions lent his voice on the state of educational system in Nigeria, and several had condemned the federal government for not meeting up with their demands. But again, I don't support what he did. He can always go for more education, learn. There is room to learn and to relearn. But again, at this very time, at this very period, when ASU has been on strike for months, innocent children. Okay, I know it's not all Nigerians that can afford private universities. It's not all Nigerians that can afford to travel out of the country for education. But again, the little they can afford, because again, federal universities, state universities, government-owned universities, you have to pay, but again, you're not paying much. So Nigerians will struggle to get that little amount they can gather, then send their children to school. Then federal government will not meet up on their demand. People will come back home because of ASU strike. Then you, as a leader, because it's not only him, we've seen other political elites, we've seen other political leaders post pictures of their children graduating from UK universities, US universities. What do you have to say to this?
Well, let me start from your first statement that he has condemned the strike on different occasions. Actions speak louder than words. So you can condemn or you can talk back at the federal government every time. Even President Muhammad Buhari gave an ultimatum. But actions, it is your actions that would tell if you really truly mean what you say. So right now he has shown us what it really is all about. It's not just even about the fact that he goes abroad to school. The effrontery to post
that picture
on the... Well, some people have said he may not be the one to post the one on the front pages of the newspaper. But what about the post on Twitter? What about the post on social media? It's just the height of insensitivity, because you know the state of education in the country right now. You know the fact that a lot of students have stopped their education just because of the irresponsibility of the federal government. And then you go bold-faced to put that in our faces. It's really sad.
And the fact that NLC, they are on solidarity protest because of ASU strike, and the solidarity protest started on Tuesday, and he posted that picture on Tuesday, that same day.
Yes.
It's quite sad, you know, when you talk about leadership, you know, qualities, it's not just about competence or intellectualism and all what have you. There's also a place of emotional intelligence, and I don't think he you know, he displayed that via that tweet. Having said that, there's really no time, you know, pegged at when one can decide to seek further knowledge in terms of, you know, education. What he should have done is, even if he was going to go to school at this time, he shouldn't have posted it. Not when, you know, NLC was on solidarity protest, not when students have been home for over 5 months. All of these issues are the, you know, are what probably got people aggrieved by that tweet, because it was quite provocative, it must be said. Now, having said that, as a lawmaker, you also want to question how much can he do. Yes, as you've said, he has condemned severally, he's lent his voice, but maybe there's little he can do in terms of, you know, solving the impasse between the federal government and ASU, because he's not a member of the executive. But can he and the chamber that he, you know, heads come up with legislations that will make our education system robust? I think they can. I think we can have laws in place that would strengthen our education system and improve it. So in that regard, you probably want to fault him that he hasn't also done his part in terms of contributing to the education sector. But in terms of resolving the dispute, that's squarely rests with, you know, the executive arm of government, which is the federal government, as against, you know, ASU when it comes to resolving the dispute. But I think it was very insensitive to post such a thing. Okay, so I would like to go back to Aye Mojuba's tweet. He said maybe Femi Gbajabiamila thought those he sat with didn't know the mess the administration created back home. So I don't know how they feel when they travel out of the country. They keep spending taxpayers' money and they keep living their life. But again, the news is out there. Everybody knows what Nigerians are passing through at this moment: unemployment, insecurity, inflation. But you still see these politicians go out with full courage, with confidence, and with audacity, and they enjoy their life, move on with their life as if everything is just okay, and they still post pictures. You can't shame the shameless.
It's just flagrant disregard for the plight of the average Nigerian student. Because aside the fact that there are even several Nigerians who can afford to go abroad to school. Yes. But because of the fact that they just want to, you know, look at or stay back here to get educated right here. It doesn't mean that the people who are getting educated here, it doesn't mean that many of them cannot go outside the country to get educated. But if you talk about the fact that you're a Nigerian and you want to feel the pulse of the people, you want to understand what education is like in the country, then you also have to put your children in these schools. And that's why you see some leaders. There are some leaders who will tell you, well, all of my children are schooling here. It's not because they can't afford it. It's because they understand what it means to be a leader. If you're a leader, you must be in the forefront. Lead the people and let them see you performing those things that you're saying and not just saying them. It's just flagrant disregard.
I think there should just be a rule that political office holders should enroll their children in Nigerian institutions, and even if they want to further their education, you should start from home. For example, like this Vice President Yemi Osinbajo of recent, he used one of Nigeria's hospitals for his surgery. Yeah. So that one is a good example.
It is a good example, but you should also understand that people also have the freedom, you know, and again, see, freedom is ambiguous in terms of the concept. So it will definitely infringe on their rights when you pass a law that will mandate them to ensure that whatever education they want to go have, or their children, has to be in Nigeria. That would infringe on their...
Maybe that will make them fix the system.
Well, what I think will probably happen or should happen is we should have, you know, stronger legislation that would improve the education system. We talk about autonomy of universities and what have you. Probably it should go through the National Assembly and be a law. The same way the National Assembly passed a law that, you know, local governments should, as expected, be autonomous. Maybe they should do that too for education, among other things that will just improve the education sector. I'm just saying, because if you decide to leave it to the hands of the executive, we'll continue to have these industrial actions.
Who are the people who would make the legislation?
That's the point.
And the culpable.
That's why I said, you know,
it's just a mess. Like the whole system is a mess. There needs to be an overhaul of the whole system called Nigeria, because if you talk about the constitution, there is no respect for even the constitution. So really, what are we talking about?
At this point, I'll go back to our initial social media buzz that we should click on refresh.
Anyways, the next diary.
Okay, so as we wrap up, let's celebrate our own Temila Adeopebeyi. Nigerian songs are currently making waves around the world, courtesy to Nigeria country's best singers. Tems makes it to Obama's summer playlist. Nigerian's Tems has got one of our songs featured on annual summer playlist of former U.S. President Barack Obama. Obama, who released the list on Tuesday, revealed his love song for Tems, Vibes Out. Other artists on the list include Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, among others. So the truth is, Nigerian music industry is actually growing global. Like, it's growing global everywhere in the US, UK. Everybody's just
celebrating us.
With Nigerian.
And we talked about it even when Samuel was here talking about the entertainment gist. It's no limit for the Nigerian music industry.
It's a great one. It's not the first. She's not the first. You know, you also had Burna Boy as well. For the charismatic former U.S. president, he releases his summer playlist. Sometimes it has to do with books. You know, different things that interest him. So it's good to see that Nigerian is making the list of the former U.S. president in terms of one of his favorite songs over the course of the first 6-7 months of the year. Again, it just shows you that we're doing great in terms of the entertainment industry, from music to movies. Even comedy, you know, our skit makers, our comedians that are doing well. Hopefully, the government is able to do well, just as the entertainment industry.
Okay, so you asked me why I'm celebrating Tems. I'm one of her fans.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I'm really happy for her growth. Like, it's just moving. So I'll say from glory to glory.
All right, well, we have to wrap it up now. Let's wrap it up with the quote of the day by Winston Churchill, and he says, "Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm." Of course, it means that you have to keep going, irrespective of the setbacks, the bottlenecks, the challenges. In Nigeria, you even have, you know, you'll have a whole lot of setbacks.
Exactly.
Power, insecurity, unemployment,
bad road network.
It's a myriad of challenges, but of course you have to keep breaking the boundaries and setting new goals for yourself to achieve success. Well, this is where we wrap it up today. Thank you so much for being a part of iBrand Daybreak. My name is Omobolanle Adeshi. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.
And I'm Mercy Emmanuel. Have a fantastic day.
I'm Samson Lady. Do have a great day.